Hello, hello. How you guys doing? Happy Thursday. My name is Chef D. Malfi. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach and a chef of 15 years. And recently, I became plant-based. And I'm really excited to take you along on this journey because I am learning so much every day and every night. I have to admit, I am so in love with this plant-based lifestyle, with actually integrating whole plant foods into my diet, that I have now converted many people to join me in my own family and in my own community. I'm really excited to tell you all about what I know today, and I actually am going to prepare a delicious lunch. It's a little overcast where I live, so I thought I'm going to make one of my favorite plant-based lunches. I recently discovered this recipe, and I've adapted it to suit my taste. Today we're making creamy tortilla soup. It really comes together in a flash, and it's so darn delicious. So listen, I had to start ahead of time because I want to make sure we get this soup done in the time that I have with you. So right away, I want to show you what I'm doing. I have diced an onion to a small medium dice, and I have it over a medium high heat right now with a touch of avocado oil on the base of this amazing nonstick ceramic pan that I have. I'm just going to let this onion continue to cook up, and then now let me describe the rest of the dish. All right. So welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. I'm very excited that you're here with me. Today, like I said, we're making creamy tortilla soup, one of my all-time favorite easy meals. It really doesn't take all that long to make. You're not even going to believe how flavorful this is with just after 20, 30 minutes of cooking this soup. It's very delicious. It's craveable. You aren't going to want to have any other soup after this. You're going to want to make it again and again and again. Or I sure hope you do. So listen, here's what's in the soup beyond the onion. I've already described, I've diced an onion. It's sauteing next to me now. You can see that in my pot. All right, I also want to make sure that I have some other aromatics going. And I'm going to use garlic. You want 5 cloves of garlic. And instead of actually using the fresh garlic, I think what I'm going to do is use the frozen. So let me grab that. All right, so here, I'm in love with this product. It's called crushed garlic. It's a frozen product. It comes in the freezer produce section right next to the frozen fruit and the frozen vegetables. It comes in little cubes like this, ginger or garlic. And I absolutely love this because it's a time saver. And right now we need that because this is a lunch in a snap. I'm just going to open this container and I'm going to grab 5 cubes, which is equal to 5 cloves. Here we go. You just kind of pop it right out and there's like 1 left, right? Should we use it? I think so. I don't want to waste anything. All right, so I'm putting 6 cubes of this crushed garlic. It's frozen, it's delicious. It's very much a time saver. So get yourself some of that. It also comes in crushed ginger as well. Exactly the same application and uses as garlic. It's amazing. What a convenient product. I'm loving it. So this is going to go into my pot with my onions. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. And what I want to do is melt together this onion garlic mixture. I want this to sing. I want this to be like full of flavor. This right here in this pot, onions and garlic, is really going to set you up for success for the rest of your soup. Now, traditionally, if you've made soup before, you know that soup traditionally is made with a mirepoix, and that is usually carrot, onion, and celery here in the United States. Well, here in this part of the United States. In the South, they actually replace that celery oftentimes with pepper because they need that little heat. But today we're just going to use garlic and onion, and then we're going to add jalapeno as well. All right, Steven, you're like more garlic, just like me. That's right, buddy. All right, I added 6 cloves. That should be perfect. All right, the next thing I want is jalapeno, okay? A couple things that you can do here. I'm gonna make this very easy for you. You can actually add any ingredients that work for you and that you have on hand. Make it that simple. Today I had a jalapeno left from last week. We actually used jalapeno when I had amazing cooking with the Vegetable Kingdom cookbook. And this jalapeno is gonna be really spicy. I'm actually gonna leave the ribs and the seeds intact to bring up that heat level. And don't worry, it's not gonna be too overly hot or spicy. It's going to be perfectly spicy, and that's what you want. So if you want to remove the ribs and the seeds, you can. That's going to remove probably half of the spice level. Now you could also use chilies and adobo, which if you've ever seen, they come in a tin can, a small, like a 7-ounce tin can usually. And it is smoked jalapeno. that sits in adobo sauce, which is this chili, garlic, smoky paste. I highly recommend getting yourself a can of Chipotle's adobo chilies. Chilies and adobo goes by many names. If you can find it, I've been having a very difficult time finding it sometime in right now in the market. And actually online as well. So I've been using a lot more fresh chilies. So I'm using jalapeno today, but if you wanted, you could use serrano pepper or habanero if you wanted to really kick up the heat. It's totally up to you. Jalapeno is probably just right for me because I've left, remember, the seeds and the ribs in. And that's where the Scoville heat is actually measured. That's where all of that spiciness is stored and intact. So don't worry, there's gonna be a little heat in this. It's gonna be perfect. Okay, next ingredient. Now we have our aromatics. We need our flavor agents. We need the things that are actually gonna make this spicy and unique. Today I'm gonna use cumin, ground cumin, or cumin, however you say it. There's no right or wrong. I'm also gonna use chili powder. I couldn't find plain chili powder. Yes, even certain things like classic chili powder, gone from the supermarket, right? It's been difficult for me to find it. And as a chef, I often look for these ingredients. But right now I'm gonna use a chili seasoning blend that I found at Trader Joe's. This contains chili pepper, cumin, garlic, and oregano all in one. This is fantastic stuff too. I'll say Trader Joe's doesn't let anyone actually be a spokesperson for them. But if I could, I would, because I adore Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, do you hear me? I adore you. I love every product that you have. I promote them. I really enjoy these products, especially the spice blends, because they're perfect. You can save a lot of money. It's $2 for this. You can use it in anything from soups, stews, to making sauces, and of course, tacos and burritos. It's phenomenal. So I'm gonna use a little bit of that. And then because I didn't use chipotle in adobo or chilies in adobo, which has that smoky jalapeno, smoked jalapeno flavor, I want to add back that smokiness that I'm missing because I'm only using jalapeno, regular plain jalapeno. So to get that smokiness, I'm going to use smoked paprika. I love this product. And I'm going to use anywhere from a tablespoon to a couple teaspoons of each, depending on your preference level. So here, I'll walk you through it. I'm going to use a tablespoon of the cumin. That is, you can think of that as the warming, the neutral warming spice element here. We always want a spicy warming element. And warming ingredients tend to be things like cumin, cinnamon, allspice, clove, even ginger can be quite warming. So all of these add a really nice warmth, a roundness to your dish. Think of it like that. You want to give your dish a big giant hug, right? That's how it's going to be really good. The next thing that you want is chili powder. Now, this is going to give you a little bit of that heat. It's going to give you a little bit of that herbaceous quality because of the oregano. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of this. Yeah, I type out my recipes or sometimes I write them out and I'm following along because I want to make sure that if you want me to make adjustments, I can make a little note. Or if you've made an adjustment and you want me to know about it, something that you thought worked better, let me know. It's all about experimenting in the kitchen. I love to do this. All right, so now smoked paprika. This is going to impart a smokiness. It's quite robust, okay? Remember that a little bit goes a long way here. I'm going to use about 3 teaspoons of this. Danny says, I love warming spice hugs. That's my husband. All right, here we go. 3 teaspoons. That goes right in. Oh my gosh. I truly wish you were here in my kitchen with me right now because you would immediately smell the smokiness. It's robust, it's flavorful, it's full-bodied, it's great. All right, so I'm just now incorporating the spice mixture with the onion and garlic mixture. I'm coming back to my pot so you can take a look. Look what we have here. All right, we have it, everything going. You can see my onions and my garlic are getting nice and red. That's what we want. We want to make sure that everything is tender and all of the onions are kind of softened. The garlic, I can smell that it's a little caramelized. It's really, really great. This is looking fantastic. Listen, you guys, if you have a question at any point whatsoever, please let me know. You can actually post your question, leave a comment right here in the comment box, and I'm with you. I'm right here with you. You're with me. I'm with you. You're in my kitchen with me. I want to help you feel confident in your kitchen, feel confident at your cutting board. If you have a question about anything, all things food, especially whole plant foods, please, I'm your gal. I can answer that for you, all right? So the next ingredient, until I see a question come in, I'm going to talk about our protein elements. We love this dish because it is jam-packed with protein, all right? We're going to use organic black beans. I am not going to rinse these. I'm not going to dry them. If you've ever heard me talk about canned beans in the past, you know that I often will dry and rinse these to remove a lot of the sodium. But we're going to actually use this brining liquid inside of this can as part of our liquid, as a part of our stock, okay? So I'm going to use black beans here. I'm also going to use some fire roasted corn. Oh, let me show you on my overhead. Thank you. My overhead can, fire roasted corn, blackened, delicious. You can use fresh corn as well or canned corn, but I love the frozen because it's going to be the sweetest. And then last, but certainly not least, all right, this is where you get that creaminess. Because we aren't going to use butter or cream, we're going to use red lentils. Red lentils, one of my favorite new friends in the kitchen. I did know about it before, of course, but why I love it so much now, as someone that's gone recently plant-based, is that red lentils cook in 15 minutes. No soaking required, and they break down and actually create a creaminess in your dishes, which is fantastic for someone that's plant-based or vegan that's really craving that creamy element again. All right, so let me get my can opener. I'm going to open up this black bean can here. Actually, let me throw in my corn. Let me do that first. I let that work. No need to waste any time, right? All right, so I've got my black bean can here, organic. I'm going to throw in everything, the brine and all. Oh, come on, can opener. There we go. Oh, darn it. You know, when the can is actually bent or dented at all, and it, at the top was just a bit dented, it's hard to open it with the can opener. There we go. I did it. I'm resourceful. All right. Goes right in. Liquid and all. All right. Now I think I'll add my red lentils next. And I have this bag here like I showed you. And what I want is I just want to snip the corner off. Scissors. Scissors. There we go. Snip the corner off, and I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of red lentils. So really, it's not a science, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. That's 1/4. Here's another quarter. And here's another quarter. See how I did that? Visualize in my head about 1/4 of a cup. We all kind of can guess that pretty accurately, right? And if you can't, that's all right. Use a measuring cup. But 3/4 of a cup right in here. Let me give this a mix. And as soon as these red lentils hit this mixture, it's already going to start to break down. I can tell that these flavors are coming together and going to play nicely right here in this pan. All right. I also want another creamy element. I think another creamy element in this is going to be great. Sorry about that. I'm going to actually add this. I want to add some coconut milk, okay? Woo, there we go. Coconut milk is, my friend, also really great. It is high in saturated fat, so you want to use coconut milk and coconut oil and coconut butter with moderation, right? This is really the only exception to whole food plant-based, is that you can enjoy everything without restriction, with the exception of things that are really high in that fat content, that oil or saturated fat content. Coconut milk and butter and oil tend to be very high in saturated fat. We're going to use it today. We're going to love it. It's a nice treat, kind of an ending to our work week. It's Thursday after all. And this soup is going to last us throughout the weekend, I think. It's going to actually carry us into the weekend. It's going to be perfect when we need just a warm bowl, a nice warm soup hug. I think I need a new can opener. What do you think? This one is hard. All right, so I'm using regular coconut milk. I don't need to worry about anything other than just dumping it right in. You're going to see some milk and some water. That's what we want. Add that. Perfect. Cool. Now I'm going to give this a proper mix. Make sure that everything is nice and consistently mixed together. Oh my goodness, this looks good already. And it's not even bubbling. It's not even reduced. Yummy. All right, so this is good to go. This is gonna sit and hang out for, I would say, 10 minutes. I'm gonna turn it all the way up. Get this going on a high heat. Turn it all the way up. Let it come to a boil. And then you can actually reduce the heat slightly, cover it, and just kind of let it keep getting cooking, letting it get creamier, letting it reduce a little bit. It's going to be phenomenal. All right, so I'm gonna, oh, look how fast that happened. Let me show you my overhead. Starting to bubble already. Like I said, this is not gonna take that much time whatsoever. It's really only gonna take probably a few minutes. I'm using induction, as you can see, and I love this thing. Means it can boil in about 90 seconds or less. So it's very, very effective. It's very efficient, and it has kind of like a wonderful heat source that's even throughout. I wanna say hello to a few people that I see here. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Marie. Good to see you. I know we have 17 others, but I can't see everyone. Hi, Danny Green. I already said hi to you. Always, right?
Hi.
All right, I'm gonna now cover it. I can see that this is boiling. I want that to do its thing. All right, a couple of things I want to just like share with you. It's really wonderful to kind of think about the health benefits of all these wonderful whole food plant-based proteins. We've been using a lot of them this week. Let's see, we used pinto beans. Today we're using black beans, red lentils. Don't forget that when we made that quinoa bowl on Monday, that sprouted quinoa, or any regular quinoa for that matter, full of protein. One of the highest protein grains, now I'm saying grain in air quotes because it's actually a seed, one of the highest grains that we can possibly eat. Delicious, and even more protein rich when it has been sprouted. We also used kale and sweet potato, and yes, even these have protein. Sweet potato has a ton of other great, amazing antioxidants. But let's talk about the beans that we've used this week in particular. Now, I want to just like kind of mention that black, green, yellow, red lentils, all of these legumes in the lentil family, also known as a pulse or pulses, they are jam-packed with iron, with folate. Now, these are really important nutrients for the body. They are also just jam-packed with this health-promoting polyphenols, and they can and will reduce and reverse and arrest heart disease. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, it's not because I like to talk about heart disease. It's because I want to talk to you about the impacts and the implications of and the benefits of going plant-based during this climate. Now, I myself was curious about plant-based for a long, long time, like many years. I would say it was my favorite way of eating and cooking, but I didn't actually want to give up the rest of the stuff altogether because I was afraid of a few things. Now, I don't know if you can relate to this, but for me, I was afraid of what I call the barriers to entry. I was afraid of not being able to socialize or eat out. I thought that would provide me a great deal of stress if I was vegan or plant-based. I was afraid, another myth, that all of my plant-based or vegan options would be more expensive than a standard American diet. I've realized that's not true at all. I'm spending less money now taking trips to the grocery store, less now than I was before, because I know that not only can I use the fresh produce, but I can also use the dried ingredients, the pantry staples, and bring together a plant-based meal that's very easy right from dried pantry items. It's amazing. Can't say the same thing if you're trying to eat eggs, milk, meat, and dairy. Another barrier to entry for me was I just thought it was going to be difficult in general to create balance in my diet. And I want to dispel the myth for you that as someone that's an integrative nutrition health coach, a health coach in general, but specifically someone that deals with nutrition and integrative nutrition, will actually tell you, if they've done their homework well, that the only diet that's ever been proven to arrest and reverse all chronic illness, and I'm saying this slowly so that you can really get it, and I'll say it again, the only dietary theory or way of eating, the only diet that's ever been scientifically proven to arrest and reverse all leading chronic illnesses, there's only been one, folks, and that's a whole food plant-based diet. And I am so glad that I finally heard in my head, okay, you've got to stop eating meat. You've got to stop using animal products. As soon as COVID hit, you guys, 103 days ago now, I remembered I came home for my last day at Disney, and I was, really excited about this amazing show that I had produced at Disney for my 5th year in a row, which was all about the magic of mealtime for families and how to integrate plant-based foods into your diet. And I was so sad that Disney had to close for some time, but I came home and I said, I've got work to do. And I remembered sitting on the couch and talking to my husband, and I, like a wash came over me, heard, you can't eat animal products anymore. You got to get this up. I don't know if it was my own voice. I don't know if it was something else, but it was very clear. And I have not looked back. I decided right then and there I would create a program called Plant-Based Made Easy, which is now turned into this show, which we're doing every single weekday. And it's also turned into live health challenges. We did the 14-day health challenge right at the very beginning. I've now done 2 months worth of Plant-Based Made Easy programs. They are month-long, 20-day-long programs for individuals that wanted to be held into a container, a private space of really ushering them to go plant-based. And I have to say, it has been the most amazing, inspirational, influential, inspiring time of my entire career, of my entire life, if I am being honest. Everything has started to shift. Not only do I feel better, not only is my mood more regulated, but everyone in my family has now felt the effect of this ripple that I've created. My mom, my dad, my stepdad, my mom and my stepmom have all gone plant-based, including my Aunt Marie, who's here, I think, still with us on the line. Auntie Ree, are you still here? Yeah, I think you're still here. Write in the chat box if you are. Auntie Ree, how is it going for you on the plant-based journey? Tell us, please. Will you drop a little comment in the comment box so we can share with everyone here? But not just that, you guys. My 83-year-old grandma, all right, Millie Solari has now gone plant-based. I'm telling you, like, worlds are opening up. My entire world is opening. Everything is happening. And many other family members, as well as friends outside of my inner nuclear circle, have now also decided to take this on as a commitment, just to try it on. Now, I'm sharing this with you not to push you in any direction. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to feel my passion for this work. I want you to feel that I really believe in it. I believe in its power to change your entire life, not just to make you feel good, not just to help you look your best, not just to help heal your entire body and any ailment that you might be dealing with, but so that you can actually become the most thriving version of yourself and then deliver that into the world again and again and again. Every single time you eat, you have a choice to either reset or basically create damage and wreak havoc on your body. Now, if it's that clear and that cut and dry, for me, I know I am committed to making sure that my meals day in and day out are healthy for me. That's going to look different for every single person. And that's why I love integrative health and nutrition, because it's not about every single thing I eat might be exactly right for you. No way. Everything that I eat is great for me. And I can help you, or other people can help you explore what's right for you. We've had a lot of people coming on these live streams, and we've had a lot of people saying, well, I can't eat soy, or I don't really like the flavor of tempeh, or you know what, gluten is really a problem for me. That's phenomenal, because within this community of people, and these people that have like really become plant-based curious to going forward and becoming plant-based fully, they are creating this space in their life for opening their awareness, for creating what really feels more like them. It's a really interesting journey to be witness of other people on, and to witness myself on, for so many reasons. And I could say, obviously, say so much about this and continue to say so much about it. But I think I'll leave it at that. If you guys have any questions at all about why I went plant-based, or why you might consider going plant-based, you can leave a comment. Now, I'm going to come back to this soup. I'm going to come back to this so that I can kind of just see how we're doing. I want to give it a little mix. Ooh, this is boiling, boiling, boiling. This looks so darn good. Oh my goodness. All right, so you know what? At this point, I'm gonna bring it down to a simmer. This was a little higher than I wanted, but it's gonna be great. Nothing has happened. We've not burned anything. This looks phenomenal. At this point, I really just need these red lentils to cook up. They don't take that much time, like I said. It takes anywhere between, easily cooked, between 5 and 20 minutes, just depending on how much you use. Wanna bump up heat just a little bit more than that. And they're going to break apart, like I said, so they're going to add to that creaminess level, which I really, really, really love. All right, so we have a question from Eve, or Evie. Hi, Eve. Good to see you. What was the first thing that you noticed changed in your life after the switch to plant-based? Oh, I love this question. Thank you, lady. All right, couple things. For me, first thing I noticed right away was something that I didn't even think that I had a problem with. I noticed that my sleep dramatically shifted. Now, I'm mentioning this as a benefit for me. For me, I tend to like be super excited about things, very, very even very, very anxious. The other side of the excitement is like the anxiety, right? And so for me, making sure that I don't have adrenal fatigue, making sure that I have really good healthy sleep was very important. And I didn't even know it was a problem for me. And then I switched to going plant-based, and I realized right away, okay, I'm noticing I sleep longer, harder, more sound. I wake up feeling totally refreshed, like I can seriously conquer the world again. Like I'm telling you, I didn't have this level of energy at all. Eve, I don't know about if you can relate to this. Maybe you can't, maybe you can. But for me, I've dealt with a lot of issues around how can I like stabilize my mood? How can I actually make myself feel happy? And I realized that after I eliminated animal foods, one of the things that really shifted was this like mood while I was awake and my mood and my space, my self space when I was asleep. I really sleep a lot better. And in turn, it's changed everything because I can wake up, like I said, and I can do more. So that was one of the first things that I noticed right away. And then the next thing was, which I would say is even like right next to the sleep, just as important, was that I just look different. I truly look different. If you look at photos of me, I wish we could just like pull one up right now. We don't have one. But if you look at photos of me just like literally, you know, like 6 months ago, my skin wasn't as vibrant. My eyes weren't as white. My teeth weren't as white. You could see it in the mood on my face, the way that I held my body was different. I swear it has to do with the power of our plate. So the fact that I look better and I feel better, for me, oh my goodness. Not to mention, I know that I am actually helping the planet, and I'm helping, you know, in a way, I'm becoming more awake and aware of the crazy food system that we have, the ways in which we actually, you know, really grow our animals for feed and feed alone. 98% of all animals on the planet, 98% of all animals on the planet are grown, literally born and grown to die, to become food, and not done in humane ways at all, even the humane kind. I don't really want to get into a lot of that here. I think there's a much safer space to do that one-on-one with folks or in group settings with folks and in smaller groups. But I will say that like when I sort of realized that, along with the benefits that I was experiencing, it was like a win-win. How could I ever go back to doing something that was going to make me feel bad? I wasn't going to be able to sleep as well. And I know I'm contributing to this like animal abuse and environmental abuse. No more. Couldn't do it. Good question. Thank you so much for that, Eve. Okay, Danny Green says that my digestion definitely has improved, but no need to share the details. Winky face. Babe, I'm winky face at you. Yeah, totally. Totally. Digestion. Oh my goodness. I've had other people say the same thing, Danny, which I think you've heard me talk about. A lot of people have shared with me, first thing they notice, for people that have bloating in their belly, they carry a lot of weight in their belly area, goes down immediately. The inflammation goes down. People tend to see that they have inflammation in their throat, which is like a throat chakra is right here, right? Their like voice. A lot of people feel like their throat actually gets a lot less inflamed. It kind of like deflames. Yeah, it's like crazy. It's like the benefits so much outweigh the goodness or the pros for eating animal products, which I can't even think of one. Animal products are damaging to our body. They're damaging to the planet. They're damaging to animal extinction. Did you know that an animal goes extinct every 25 minutes? This is a true statistic that we're experiencing today. Animals are really living in harsh conditions. And that, my friends, is why we're in a global pandemic. I don't even need to say it anymore because I know that you guys already know this. But at first, when we were sitting at the very beginning of COVID, a lot of people weren't ready to admit this. And now I think that it is pretty much the truth that we can all get behind. We all know that this is actually an illness, a virus, a disease that has started through a zoonotic expression of disease growth. So it actually came from animals, and it's actually come into the human space because of animals. And don't be fooled by this. We actually give animals a lot of diseases too. So we're actually playing this Mother Earth ping pong match between animals and humans. It's like who can hurt each other the most. I don't want any part of that. I don't think that you do too. And I'm telling you that if you watch any documentary, I suggest you start with some of the more mild documentaries, or you read any real research. It has to be like studied, proven, it has to like have a lot of hopefully some financial investment and backing behind it to know that it's credible. If you do any sort of research in this space, why to go plant-based today, hopefully the first thing you will read will convince you enough. And if that doesn't work for you, keep reading, keep learning, as we've been called to do in this moment of civil unrest around racism. We want to educate ourselves. First thing, in order to make a good decision, you have to know the facts, friends. You have to know the facts, and the science is in. The science is in. I could give you a lot of resources. I'm going to recommend a book to you right now. It's called How Not to Die. How Not to Die. It's been on the New York Times bestselling book list, and How Not to Die cookbook has also been on the New York Times bestselling list for a long time now, I believe 18 months. It is written by Dr. Michael Greger, who is phenomenal, and he is a plant-based, whole food plant-based pioneer and activist in this space, but a medical doctor, an MD, who has gone through the entire training, who now has devoted his entire life as a nonprofit organization to teach people and give people the true, raw, peer-reviewed scientific facts on why a whole food plant-based diet is the #1 diet for human beings. It is the only diet that we should be eating. It is the only diet that we should be promoting until proven otherwise. And we've been in dietary theory and nutrition theory for over hundreds of years now to know that no diet has ever been proven to do anything across the board except for one, and that's the whole food plant-based diet. So I love talking about this stuff, as you can see. Thank you for the questions. If you have any more, have you noticed any changes since trying the plant-based diet? I see Patricia here is on the line. Marie, you're on the line with us still. Stephen, I don't know if you're plant-based. I hope that you are. If you aren't, would you consider going? Please share with me. I want to hear from you. I want to know. In the meantime, let me just check on my soup. The soup is looking good. Oh yeah. All right, I'm just going to give it a taste. I know that I forgot salt and pepper, so let me taste it first, and then I'll add some seasoning. I just want to see where I'm at. Remember, I didn't drain the canned beans at all, so I used that, which has a lot of sodium, so we might not even need very much salt. Oh, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, definitely a little bit more pepper. And I think just a smidge of salt here. Not much. Just gonna add a little bit. A pinch or so. You can always add more, right, at the end. Okay, this looks so good. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, okay? While I give it a few more minutes, can I share one little infographic with you? I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see, does this work? Nope. Let me try it again. Hang on one second. I want to share this thing that I discovered all about the reasons for going plant-based, how to make a change. Oh my gosh, there's so much. It's not working. All right, I'm gonna have to try another time. All right, I'm gonna have to definitely try another time because I definitely want to show you that. All right, so Marie Montoya is saying 26 days for her and her roommate, my grandmother. They've been plant-based for 26 days. That's amazing. That's so amazing. All right, so while this finishes cooking, let me actually show you the garnishes that I might use that you might consider. Ooh, and I want to pull a gratitude card too. All right, so let me grab a bowl. All right, I'm going to use a little charger here just to make it fancy. Oh, here we go, Stephen. All right, I don't think I could go completely plant-based, but definitely more than I am now. Stephen, loving it, loving it, loving it. Thank you so much for sharing that, for saying that, for being vulnerable. I appreciate that. I'm curious to know why you don't think you could go fully plant-based. If you'd be willing to share here, please do. If not, just share with me in private, will you? Or come back and maybe you'll get the courage to share another time. But keep coming back, will you? Please continue to watch these live streams because I think that what people find is that the food will speak for itself. The food is phenomenal. It's cheaper. It's healthier, blah, blah, blah. I could say so much. You know, it's good. But this recipe in particular is really, really great. All right, so I want this to finish cooking. And while I do that, a couple things that you can garnish your creamy lentil tortilla soup with. Okay, of course, we didn't add any tortillas to this. Traditional tortilla soup sometimes adds like a corn tortilla or flour tortilla that is chopped up and thrown into the soup. And then the carbohydrates are kind of like removed or extracted from the tortilla itself. And it kind of melts away and that becomes the creaminess. But for this dish, you might consider adding some tortilla chips to the top. But one of the things that I really like to add is these pickled fermented jalapeno slices. Let me show you. All right, get into it, Trader Joe's, get into it. Pickled fermented jalapeno slices. I love that they wrote fermented on the bottle, on the jar here. It's so great. This just means it's pickled. The fermented word is a beautiful marketing term. It just means it's pickled. Beyond that, that is how fermenting works. And these are really great because they're spicy, they're salty, but there's no sugar in these, which is sometimes hard to find pickled jalapenos without sugar. So I'm going to grab these. Ooh, I love Marie. Thank you so much. Marie says, Stephen, I didn't think I could go fully plant-based either, but I did. Marie, if you're interested in sharing a little bit about how you went plant-based or why you decided to finally go fully in, what inspired you to do that beyond the conversations that me and you and Danny have had, was there anything that really was talking to you in your ear? Did you have any real self-realizations where you were like, I have to do this. I have to do this. If you'd be willing to share it, we would love to hear from you. The other thing that I want to mention about a garnish, and I'm kind of jumping around here, is you can actually garnish this with some fresh lime juice. And I actually, at this stage, right at the end of cooking, I'm going to take this lime and I'm going to actually juice some lime juice right into my soup. This is going to actually break down the lentils just a little bit more, but also add that citrusy, kind of zippy zest lime flavor, which is phenomenal. Okay, this looks so good. All right. Yeah. Okay, another taste. We're almost done here. Danny, you're gonna love this. Bae, this is for you. You're gonna love this. Okay, I'm gonna just slice this, right? I want a big giant chunk of this. I want this next to my plate. Hey, I might just give you some jalapenos right around the edges as well. Let me try this fermented jalapeno, for goodness sakes. Doesn't never get old. Amazing. Okay, I've got to pull more because I want some on top of my soup as well. All right, this is ready. I'm going to plate, show you what it looks like. You can get on your way, hopefully, to making this soup. If you don't today, maybe another day. All right, so let me grab a ladle. Now it's really creamy. It's really thick. If you wanted to thin this out, don't be afraid. You can do that. Thin this out with a little bit of stock, a little bit of water, maybe some more lime juice. Your call. I'm going to add some jalapenos pickled right on top. I'm going to add another piece of lime right on top. And what we have here, my sweet friends, my lovely friends, creamy tortilla, amazing lentil soup. So easy to do, so yummy, irresistibly good. Even better with a tortilla on the side, maybe some corn chips, like I said, maybe some plant-based sour cream. Yes, I will show you how to make plant-based sour cream coming up soon. Okay, I got to just stop here. I got to just show you this. Marie Montoya, I knew it was the best thing for my personal health and the animals we share this earth with. I have pain throughout my body, and I feel pain has decreased just a bit in these 26 days. I love you, Auntie Ree. Thanks for sharing that. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to give this a taste. Okay, I got to give this a squeeze, I think, first. Perf. Just a little bit more. Here we go. Oh, I love this elevator music for my bite. Thank you. It's so good. Oh, yeah, it's really good with that chili, the jalapeno that I added. Oh, my goodness. The coconut milk, it adds a creamy richness to this. It's so good. And you guys, that roasted corn, that fire roasted corn that I added, I mean, it's yummy because it's also imparting this smokiness, this grilled kind of flavor. It tastes like traditional tortilla soup, but kicked up a million notches with plant-based proteins. So basically my favorite food. I love this dish. I hope that you enjoy this dish. I hope that you try it at home. If you do make it, please give it a little hashtag. Tag me in it if you want. You could hashtag choose health, which I love. And you guys, this is Plant-Based Made Easy. This is a space for you. It's a space for your community, for your family, for your friends, for your coworkers. Bring people along with you in this journey. Share these with them. I'm here with you every weekday. I'm experimenting with different recipes, different times that we come on. It's usually anywhere between the 12 and the 12:30 hours when we begin. It's a really fun experiment. It's a social experiment because we can all be together like this, and it is very engaging. If you have a question at any point, I do pop them up. Your face and your question pop up here on the lower third of my screen. Remember, this is all about whole food, plant-based living and a delicious diet. The food will speak for itself, like I've said multiple times, and I'll continue to say it again. Make this your own. Make it as spicy as you like. Make it as good as you like. Add ingredients that you like. Make it your own. And if you haven't already, please give me a follow at Chef Daniela Malfitano and join our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy, if you want more community time with all of us. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. I appreciate you. I love you all. Go out there, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.